going to talk a little bit about the importance of letting go. Letting go of our stress, letting go of our worry, letting go of our need to make our children's lives perfect. I have a picture I want to show you. This picture, you can see that way, these are snapdragons that I grew in a pot. Now, I gave these snapdragons everything they needed. I gave them the right amount of water. I gave them the right soil, the right balance of sunlight and shadow. I talked to them. I loved them. And this is how they grew. Now, I didn't do anything wrong with these snapdragons. And there's nothing wrong with how they grew. But I want you to look at the picture of these snapdragons. These snapdragons I did not intentionally plant. And you see where they're planted between this metal edging and these rocks in a path in my yard. Once in a while I would water them, and they did get sunlight. But I did not give them the proper soil. I did not water them every day like I did the others. But in order for them to grow in a situation that seems harsh, they had to want to live. They had to have a passion for life. I believe that's what challenges and struggles do for us. They give us our passion. They help us build strength that when we have everything we need, we don't necessarily get. In the book that I have just put out called The Power of Imperfect Parents, I talk a lot about letting go. Letting go. When our children have to go through challenges, it's okay to let them go through challenges. It's okay that they're not in the pot of life that gives them everything they need and makes them want for nothing. It doesn't make you very strong. My children, as you will read in the book, all have various challenges. The labels that my children deal with, I have 3 children, Down syndrome, anxiety mood disorder, diabetes. They deal with severe life-threatening allergies, with ADD and dyslexia, processing issues. There's no way I could have given them everything they needed because I didn't know what they needed. Sometimes what they needed was out of my control. I had to let it go. But they have become 3 amazing adults. My son with Down syndrome, even though, I love how people always say, well, is he high functioning? No, he's really not. He can't read. He has severe behavior issues. He doesn't work. But that's okay. That's okay. He's perfect, and he teaches me what I need to learn. Many years ago, when he was about 4 years old, I had a beautiful lesson in letting go. Before that, I had seen his Down syndrome, but I saw that I knew I couldn't cure it, but I could make it the least Down syndrome anyone had ever seen. He would function high, whatever that means. And I could take everything away from him that I could. I could, as much as possible, put him in this pot with everything he needed. But then a friend of mine took me to a past life regression class. I am not here to prove or disprove past lives. That's not the point. Just hear what I have to say and what I learned from that experience. So as we were laying on the ground and walking farther and farther back in our minds and our memories, I came to the point where I saw a woman standing in a long dress in a kitchen, obviously in the 1800s, early 1800s, and a little boy with red hair beside me. I got this instant knowing, very emotional knowing, that that woman was me and that little boy was my son Alex. And I knew that in that life he had gone on to be in the Civil War, fight in the Civil War. He had decided then that the next life he would come back as, or possibly all of them, I don't know, that he would come back with a disability so he would never have to fight in another war. Wow. An instant lesson in letting go. Suddenly, I didn't have to see Down syndrome as something that needed to be lessened or taken away from him. That it was perfect. It was his intention to come with that. Not only so he wouldn't have to fight in another war, but to teach me and his sisters and his father and the other people in his life what we all needed to learn. Patience. Before Alex, I was definitely a very career-motivated, ladder-climbing person in the stock brokerage business. I could let it go. I could see that there's more to life than what we have labeled as success. That we can let go of what we have previously viewed as challenges and see the events in our lives as the beautiful lessons we're here to learn. I could learn to take those lessons and find my passion. I changed from being in the stock brokerage business to then helping people with disabilities learn how to find work. Now I work with people experiencing homelessness, so still a lot of people with disabilities, and help them find jobs. I've learned to let it go. I've learned to let go of the judgment. Don't judge a situation as good or bad, because the truth is, good can come from any situation. I encourage you to read the book. I encourage you to learn to let go in your life so that it can be filled with more love and more what truly is success. Thank you for listening to this. Have a great day.